Hello, everyone. My guest today is Alex Canter. He runs a company called Ordermark, which simplifies online ordering to help restaurants increase profits and lower expenses. Through its technology platform and professional services, the company enables restaurants to easily add and manage multiple third-party online ordering services to maximize their online ordering potential. Alex, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show today.
You bet. So I think when most people think about this kind of thing, they think about maybe like Uber Eats or things like that. Tell us how you fit into the kind of the overall ordering ecosystem.
Sure. So rather than competing with any of the online ordering services, we actually uncovered something while I was working at my family's restaurant in Los Angeles called Canter's Deli. We realized that each different online ordering service like Uber Eats, Postmates, DoorDash, Grubhub all had their own customers. And so I wanted to create a simple way to connect into all of these different online ordering services through a single device.
Got it. Okay.
Fundamentally why we built Ordermark.
And did you use this first? Is this a family shop deli you guys run?
Sort of. It's a family business. It's been in Los Angeles since 1931.
Wow.
Sort of my great grandfather opened it right after the Depression, and it's been in my family for 4 generations.
That's amazing. Okay, so you built this really to solve your own problem. What year was that when you launched?
Well, I started. My first experience with online ordering was really 2008, 2009. And over the course of a couple of years, I kept adding new systems and additional hardware into our family business, which basically ended up with 9 tablets, 2 laptops, and a fax machine. For all of these incoming orders, it was a total train wreck. And I wanted to create a simple solution for the staff because they wanted to kill me. So I actually started the company in January of last year, 2017, to basically build this all-inclusive device.
That's great. So what is this now? Is it a SaaS platform or a hardware play? How do you make money?
So it is a SaaS service. We actually provide restaurants with equipment, a single dashboard and a single printer that we ship to them in the mail, and they plug it in. And it's basically plugging them into every online ordering service that's available and relevant in their zip code.
Okay, got it. And help me understand, your parents or, the average deli, what are they going to pay per year or per month for your tool?
Typically for mom and pop restaurants, we have pricing that's around $79 a month plus a small fee per order. And then we have flexible pricing options for chains and larger organizations as well. Okay.
Would you say that $80 a month is a fair average across your current customer base, or is it much higher?
As a starting point, yes.
Okay, but sorry, not as a starting point, but as an average across your current customer base, is it still about 80 or higher?
It's a little higher than that, but it's closer to around 100 to 150 range.
Okay, great. And then help me understand the model. So it sounds like you also take a percentage of kind of is it transaction volume through the service?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And if you look at your kind of revenue over the past 12 months, I'm curious how big or small that section of the revenue is.
Well, essentially over time, it's still a fairly new company. We had our first restaurant signing up towards the end of last year. And then this year we really exploded. We're now in about 1,000 restaurants nationwide.
Paying or free and paid?
All paying.
That's great.
Yeah.
How'd you do that? By the way, sorry, just to follow that part of the story, how'd you explode that quickly? Did you do something special or?
I think the problem that we're solving really became relevant recently. There weren't a ton of online ordering services 5 years ago. And now a lot of restaurants are faced with this challenge of adopting online ordering into their business. And a lot of restaurants aren't prepared for it. Ultimately, we're giving them a simple way to get the order information directly to the kitchen in a language that they're already used to and understand. It's your thermal ticket that needs to go on the bag to go out the door anyway. So.
Yep. And so again, if you look at your past 12 months revenue, that's called 100% of your revenue. What percent came from transaction volume fees versus just the SaaS model?
It's all actually part of the SaaS model. So even though it's broken down in different ways, it's pretty much all coming from the $79 a month plus 25 cents an order. It's basically across the board for different restaurants. It means something to mom and pops, and then for larger organizations, they're typically and for all of our enterprise clients, it's 100% is the SaaS.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, great. Okay, so launched it officially in 2017, up to 1,000 customers paying, call it $100 per month on average each. I mean, that would put you at about 100 grand per month in revenue. Is that directionally correct?
Essentially, yeah.
That's great. And what's growth look like? So a year ago, November 2017, where were you at per month?
I think in November of last year, we were at about 15 restaurants.
It's about 1,500 a month, huh?
Maybe even a little less than that at that point. But yeah, we certainly had an explosive year. We really started to understand what it meant to turn a brick and mortar restaurant into an e-commerce friendly restaurant. And now that we've gone through the motions so many times, we've gotten really good at it. Attention through conferences, media, press coverage. And I think fundamentally restaurants are searching for solutions to this growing problem. And we are, one of the best ones available in the market.
And Alex, have you done this bootstrapped or have you raised capital?
We've raised capital.
Oh man, I liked you so much. And now you're like dark side. You've raised capital.
To be honest, at first I was a little skeptical about the VC world and what it would mean to our business. And we want someone to come in and tell us how anything needed to be run. And over time, I realized that it's important to find VCs that are aligned with what you're looking to accomplish. And I could not be happier with the group of investors that we've ended up with.
How much have you raised to date?
We raised $12.6 million since we started. We just did a Series A back in September, a couple months ago. That one was $9.5 million.
Yeah, so that was really the majority of the capital coming in. And it makes sense considering the growth you guys have had. I'm going to push you harder, though, on how you went so quickly to 1,000 restaurants, because I want to make sure we're not glossing over any details. I mean, even with press, a lot of people get press coverage. A lot of people get mentions. A lot of people have a great product. You figure out a way to actually sign these people up. I mean, is there anything else unique you're doing to get these signups?
I think we have a great team that understands exactly what the problem is. Because we built this in first of all, my own family's restaurant, we haven't pivoted since we started the company. We knew exactly what we set out to build, and we've basically been executing on that since day one. And so I think there's a lot of trust that this is something that was built in a high volume restaurant, and it's something that a lot of restaurant owners can identify with. Having the background that I have gave me a unique perspective on the industry itself. I also think that our team is very effective with digital marketing. We've been very effective getting our product in front of customer eyes.
Yeah. What's the team look like today? How many people?
Right about 60 people today.
60?
Yeah, 60. We have 2 offices. Our headquarters is in Los Angeles, and we have an additional sales office in Denver as well.
LA and Denver, that's great. And then break down the team for me. So of the 60, how many are focused on sales and marketing and onboarding?
There's only a couple on sales. We have less than about a handful now. And most of our resources are technical. A lot of software engineers, a lot of customer support, account management, onboarding. We have we have a really fun team. It's very young. We have
what's the average age? Do you know?
I'd like to calculate that, but I would have to guess it's probably around somewhere between 28 and 30.
That's funny. How old are you?
I'm 26.
I love that. That's great. All right. And, churn is critical in a SaaS company, especially restaurants, which tend to go out of business a lot. What's your churn today and how do you keep it low?
Our churn is actually something that's very... that I'm mind blown about. Our churn is lower than the national restaurant average. It's currently less than 2%. And I think that's because restaurants who are using our platform are embracing online ordering and realizing that it's something that's a fundamental part of being a successful restaurant. So I'm very happy with the retention on the platform. It seems like every day we're getting love notes from our restaurant owners and some of the people who were faced with the challenge of juggling all these tablets behind the counter. So overall, I think we're...
Alex, just to be clear, sorry, that 2% number, that's logo churn per month?
That is our total churn percentage per month. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Just wanted to make sure there. So with that in mind, how aggressive are you being in terms of your fully weighted CAC to get a new restaurant, which starts paying you, call it $100 a month?
Our CAC is pretty effective right now, especially with word of mouth and with rollouts of existing logos. So oftentimes the money that we spend on marketing or our sales team, we have a lot of scenarios where we'll have like a one call close, or someone who just restaurant. We had over 1,000 inbound leads through our website last month alone. So our CAC rate is very effective right now, and we expect.
What do you mean by that? Sorry, what do you mean your CAC rate?
Just our CAC, our customer acquisition cost is really low today.
How low though? Like, are you like sub $100, so you get paid back in less than a month?
It's a couple months today.
Okay, that's good.
It's about 4 months.
Oh, that's pretty healthy. Okay, good. So if they're paying $100 a month, you're saying you're spend up to maybe $400 to get the customer.
Essentially, it could be a little. It varies from month to month.
Yeah. Well, what has been kind of your most effective channel? You mentioned 1,000 leads last month alone. Is most of it again just the press outreach, the PR stuff like that?
But we don't spend any money on PR, but we've naturally gotten included in a lot of articles. I think our story is very compelling. We have a lot of word of mouth happening. We target people through digital ads on social media, on restaurant websites.
Okay. How much do you spend per month on digital ads, would you say, total?
We could spend anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 a month.
Okay. So I mean that's most of your CAC then is going there.
Yep.
Great. And so what comes next? I mean, do you have additional products in the lineup, or are you focused on getting to 10,000 restaurants first before introducing new products? How do you plan to drive more revenue?
For us, we're really expanding our product functionality to integrate with existing restaurant technologies, from point of sale systems to back of house accounting platforms to last mile delivery logistics companies. And we see this as expanding our total addressable market, expanding our reach to more major cities, and really stepping on the gas.
Yeah. Last question here before we wrap up. You just went through a raise. Everyone raises differently in terms of how they think about how much they want to raise. When you're thinking about how much you want to raise, how much in your brain, how much runway were you buying yourself? 12 months, for 9 million, or 24 months? What were you thinking?
The goal is around two years of runway. And we're seeing now that there's an opportunity to maybe step even further on the gas and move faster. So it could be close to 18 months.
Yeah. Well, again, if you can spend the money faster but still drive the growth, you can go raise more capital if you need to. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very cool. All right, great. Let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
I don't like reading books.
Okay. No worries. Number 2, what is name an under the radar CEO there in LA that you like following or studying?
That's a great question. I would say he's not super under the radar, but I'm always inspired by Eitan Alves.
And which company?
Social Native.
Social Native?
Yeah, he's very involved in a lot of companies, actually. He's an investor. He's the CEO. He created Applied Semantics, which became Google AdSense.
Yep. Good. Number 3, what billing tool do you guys use?
We built our own.
You built your own billing tool. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Okay. Internal. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get?
Pretty good, actually. I would say like 6 to 7 a night.
Okay. And what's your situation? Married, single, kiddos?
Single. Not single. Not married. I've actually been with a girlfriend for 6.5 years.
Yeah, it's a good thing you've clarified that. That would not be good if she heard that, right? So not married is the clarification. No kids. You mentioned you're 26 years old earlier. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew, Alex?
Nothing.
Guys, again, happy with how things are going. No lessons he'd pass back to his younger self. Again, launched the company back a couple of years ago because his own family deli needed it, 2017, to process multiple inbound order requests from kind of online ordering, really making his deli e-commerce friendly. Now 1,000 restaurants are using the same technology he built for himself, paying $100 per month. So about $100,000 per month right now in revenue. That's up from just $1,500 per month a year ago. So great growth so far. Less than 2% logo churn per month. Raised about $12.6 million. Has a team of about 60 people between LA and Denver, spending up to $400 to acquire a customer for a 4-month payback period. Alex, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.